Candlelight vigil held for woman slain allegedly by her boyfriend at Lluidas Vale in St. Catherine. Her family seeks help with burial, and the victim's mother is breaking her silence about what happened.
Every time we talk about her, my belly burn me. Because I never know so she would have died, gone left me.
She also called for the death penalty to be reintroduced.
If we hang them, because them understand what them do. Them a kill people and it not stop.
Before we tell you more about that, we encourage you to support these companies. Sunset Funeral Home, located at Yorton and Portmore in St. Catherine. And don't forget Dixon's Drug Store at 2 locations on King Street in Linstead, St. Catherine. Now the details. Desrine Small, better known as Miss Sharon, sat down with the press for the first time since her world came tumbling down on Monday evening, August 22. That's the evening her 35-year-old daughter, Alicia Patience, better known as Lisa, was slain allegedly by her estranged boyfriend. It is said that he stabbed her in the neck while she was inside her room in the usually tranquil community of Lluidas Vale, St. Catherine.
I can't believe that she dead. Call one mark we find out that she dead.
A week later, the victim's mother is still struggling to come to grips with the tragedy which has robbed her of her only child, who was also her sole breadwinner.
The only thing me and her no share a boyfriend. But me wear fair panty, she wear mine. Me and her bathe in a one water, me and her wear one clothes. We can't believe so she died left me. From Monday, she ain't gone with her. Me not eat, you know. Me not eat or drink. But me can't believe. Because me and her sit down and eat, you know. Me and her sit down and eat and drink. So, I don't know if I'm going to live to see that funeral. Yeah.
The suspect, who has been in police custody since the day of the incident, is originally from Riversdale district in St. Catherine. But he had been living at Lluidas Vale for a few years with the victim's family, including his 2 young stepsons. He was employed to Worthy Park Sugar Estate in Lluidas Vale as a cane cutter. The victim's mother, in an interview with the Beacon, accused the suspect of having anger issues to the point that he recently slaughtered some of his parrots in a rage. She also claimed that in 2020, she, along with her daughter, reported the suspect to the Shady Grove police station in Lluidas Vale following a nasty fight at their residence. Small further stated that, to her surprise, the police didn't charge the suspect. Although the victim and the suspect eventually got back together, Small was never comfortable with the relationship continuing. When things became tumultuous in recent days, Small feared for the worst.
Because he chop off the bird head. Not threaten to kill her. And the police give him fear. And my grandson tell him say if he come back inside here, him if he have nothing to do with we yard again.
Small said the suspect eventually moved out of her family home and was living elsewhere in the community. She recalled him visiting her daughter hours before he allegedly killed her.
I was standing right here when he come. Out a light post there, so. And when my daughter come back from out there, she said to me, say, him said to her, say, you think I don't know your father mean there, no? Down a camp. You think I want to find out what you do? You have man. And I take me for fool. And I said to her same time, say, Lisa, be careful of him, you know. Be careful of him. Be careful of him. And his grandson was going away. And she borrowed a monitor box where my grandson have. And she was playing music. And she turned to me and said, Mommy, I'm not gonna leave you today, no. I'll stay with you. And she was playing music all along. She was playing music. And then she turned to me and said to me, say, we're going to play some gospel for you, Mommy. And she just started to play some mournful gospel, and then we just keep on wondering why. I go to her and I say to her, say, Lisa, how you so, I don't like how you so married. She just said to me, say, Mommy, I just feel good and I just play some music. I just feel good. I feel alright. Make yourself alright, man. Me play gospel for you. And we never feel good still. We did feel bad. Because the dog, them a dig a hole for hole. And the drunkard, them a gather up. And I say to her, say, why? I don't like how the dog, them a dig out the hole for hole them. And I don't like how the drunkard, them a gather. And I don't feel good. And she said to me, say, Mommy, marry yourself, you hear? Marry yourself.
Small theorized that the suspect struck shortly after she left the home to purchase bread for her daughter at a nearby shop.
She told me say she hungry. If we go buy a piece of bread for her. And when me go buy a piece of bread for her, the bread and come back. My grandson meet me and tell me, say, Billy kill Mommy, Billy kill Mommy. And when I go inside there, I see her throat. She was bleeding, I come back out crying for somebody to help me with her at the same time. Nobody. Did you come with me? Only Jordan come with me. And Jordan said to me, say, Sharon, look like Lisa dead. And we come out back out of the house. And it's only when we was out there crying and the police come, that's where the crowd come down. So when the police come, them take her out.
Small theorized that the suspect removed a section of the house in order to enter and butcher her daughter.
So what you take out here? Yeah, so you take out here?
So, in take out this, so?
Yes, you take out the wire.
And come in?
Yes, that's the one. You there?
Oh.
That's the walk.
So they say walk and come in?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and where was she?
She did inside.
Oh, she did inside there, so?
Yes.
Okay, so in here, so everything.
I know, so you kill her.
Okay.
Yeah. At least I look a room.
As news of the murder spread throughout Lluidas Vale, a number of residents, armed with machetes and other weapons, went in search of the supposed killer. They stopped only after receiving information that the suspect had shown up at the community's police station in the company of his workplace supervisor. The victim's mother, reflecting on the years she did menial jobs at Worthy Park Sugar Estate to care for her child, wanted her daughter to still be around, partly to take care of her as she gets up in years.
From she was a child growing up, I work at Worthy Park to take care of her. And when she got the first son, I was the one who stand by her take care of her through 9 months, and I just take care of her right along. But never was to knowing that I'm going to see that it's me going to see her bury. I thought it was she was going to bury me.
Small said her daughter was family-oriented, adding that she loved her 2 sons and her parents dearly.
You know, mother, she was gentle to her son because we are here and our house blow down, and she get a room from Mr. Hugo Graham, and she give a room to her son. Her big son says she want him to be comfortable. So she give him a room for himself. And she take care of his little one, just as the big one. She take care of 2 of them and me. Because if we go to hospital, she bring me. Right? And she take care of all her father too. Because the father take sick, and she bring him go to hospital. Everything what happen to him, like if she beat him, and she carry him go to hospital, just like what she would have do to me. Beat me, carry me go to hospital, left me and helpless.
Small stated that her late daughter was hardworking. She previously worked at Worthy Park Sugar Estate. After losing that job, she resorted to operating a shop while doing hairdressing at her home. The late Patience was in the poultry business.
And folk up this one raising chicken them, you know, say. This in the fear living, you know.
And she also raised the pigs. Her younger son, clearly oblivious to the gravity of his loss, led the way to his mother's pig pen. Providing feed for the animals is now a struggle. Small is now pondering her fate and that of her 2 grandsons, whom she doesn't want to leave her. After all, they're all she has now. Small told the Beacon that her 2 grandsons' fathers have promised to stand by them. Regarding the burial of her daughter, her relatives have set up a GoFundMe account to raise funds. The victim's mother, in the meantime, was unapologetic as she urged men to stop killing women. She said those who refuse to heed such appeal should face capital punishment.
And we said this to Jamaica. They have 2 grandsons. I agree. It's 2 man them. Me tell the big one 18-year-old say, look here. You see, if you can't live with a girl, leave her alone. Don't abuse her. Right? If you can find one next woman, she can find one next man. Leave her to one next man. And find one next woman, but don't abuse her. And if it's even my grandson and him kill one woman, his neck fi broke. Me saying to Jamaica, say a man them want kill a woman, them a slash them throat, then neck fi broke. Hanging fi resume. But if hanging no resume, this now stop. You soon hear somebody else throat cut again. Somebody will get stabbed and dead again because there's nothing I do to this. Government need to put in a process to hang the people them again. The people them live too free. Once you catch them red-handedly, like how this one red-handedly, so broke his neck.
Small doesn't mourn alone. Her daughter's murder has shaken the Lluidas Vale community to its core. A week after the tragic episode, residents attended a vigil held in memory of the slain woman. They lit candles in and around her residence, a symbol of their sympathy and grief.